Okay. Okay, so welcome everyone. Yes, a good day. Lots of interesting things coming up today. And we'll start that off with some fun work with John.
Right, everybody. I'm just waiting for the day that Winnie goes, well, today's going to be an okay day.
I know. It'll be kind
You'd
of
be like, what?
this is a sketchy day
Yeah, right. It's an okay day. We'll get through this one.
with somehow we'll make it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and stand up and we're going to review our Wuji posture and do some wonderful packing exercises. Okay. Lovely, lovely. So, because this posture is such an important part of what we do when we're doing our workout, whether we do the basic workout, whether we do our wudong, whether we're doing a organ massage. This is going to be the posture we want to be in, so we want to make sure we're doing it correctly. So let's just review that, and we're going to go over it again in the lecture in a little bit more detail as well today. But let's bring our awareness to the feet once again. And you really want to feel that connection with the earth. Let them be shoulder width and parallel. So you want to imagine that your shoulders can fit in between your toes here. You want to get a sense of your toes kind of grabbing into the earth. And the weight is evenly distributed. You're not, ski jumping, and you're also not leaning back. So you want to make sure that it's evenly distributed. So kind of play with that, and I'm not hanging out more on this side than the other side. Evenly distributed weight. And then the knees, just as a reminder, you want to make sure the knees are flexed, but not so much that you can't see your toes. You want to make sure that they're just bent slightly so that you can get this sense of chi can flow through them. When they're locked, I mean, we don't walk like this, like robots, because that would send a lot of jarring energy up. That wouldn't allow the chi to actually flow, the energy we want to receive from the earth, but also the energy that flows down from the divine. And you want a slight turn outward, like you're riding a donkey or a small pony. We all got a small pony today. And you want to make sure also the muscles aren't tensing to do that. So it's a slight outward movement. Good. And then the pelvis, this is a really important part. You want to make sure that you find that point that's just right, that allows you to breathe fully, but it's not too, you're not ducktailing it, it's not too far back, and it's also not forward. So you can kind of just play with that movement, going back and forth, moving the pelvis here, lower spine, and just find that point where it kind of just clicks in and goes, okay, that's the right point. That allows me to breathe fully, but also supports Ming Men in the lower back. You kind of get this sense like you're sitting on a bar stool, like a high bar stool. That allows the Ming Men to open. And you can get a sense of a weight. They always talk about a weight, like 1,000-pound weight going down from your tailbone into the earth. Keep you really rooted. Good. Anal sphincters closed. Firmness in the perineum, so you can create that container we're going to fill with chi. Let the stomach be relaxed. Let the chest soften. You don't want to push it out like it's an army, but you also don't want to collapse it. You want to make sure that that has that nice support there so that it allows the spine to be nice and erect. And also keeps the upper back nice and supported. Good. And then let's lift those shoulders again and then let them drop. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. One more time. Great. And then just get a sense how that helps you get that sense of gravity too. Boom, as we're settling into the energy of the earth. Elbows are heavy, hands are open and relaxed. That dropping down also helps to really open up the spine, helps to support Ming Men. And then remember that slight tuck of the chin to help that top part of the spine, the cervical spine. Any of you that have done light body or channeling know that when you sit more upright, you can channel better because the energy can flow in easier. And even though we got that 1,000-pound weight coming down from our tailbone, we also have the divine pulling this equal and opposite force, helping you stay erect. So you're not being overwhelmed, you're not being crushed to the earth. You're having this nice upright posture. Let the eyes soften. Find that space that allows you to you're not really looking at anything. You're more of an internal focus. Same with the ears. You're hearing, but it's more of an internal hearing. Tongue on the upper palate, mouth closed, and let's start to breathe. In and out. Through the nose. Bring focus to filling the lower danchen. And smile. Feeling that posture, realigning anything if you feel like you're out of alignment. And make sure this is not robots. We're not robots. We're not stuck here. Your breath is allowing you get that flow as you breathe in, get a sense of it coming up the spine and down the front. A gentle little wave in the body. Just like when we do Buddhist greeting posture, we're not rigid there in that posture. It's alive, it's breathing, it's supported. Once again, let's just breathe a little bit more into that lower danchen and get a sense of it starting to fill up. Getting fuller and fuller. Packing some chi here. Good. And let's take another breath in and then hold that breath and intend on your inhale, send 10% of that inhale down into your knees. So pack some energy into your knees. And then 10% more down into the feet. And then exhale and imagine that coming up from the earth, through the feet, through the knees, through the thighs, through the perineum, and all the way back up to the top of your lower danchen. Breathe in again into the lower danchen. Hold that breath. And now send about 10% down into the knees, another 10% down into the feet, and even going deeper into the earth. Packing that energy, getting a sense of it building up intensity. And exhale when you're ready, and slowly feel that coming up from the earth, through the feet, through the ankles, through the knees, through the thighs, through the hips, perineum, all the way up to the top of the lower danchen. And inhale. Hold. Send that energy down into the knees, 10%, another 10% into the feet. Get a sense of the feet packing with chi, getting heavier, like concrete on the ground here, all the way down into the earth, like you're melting into the earth. And exhale, back up. Inhale, feeling the lower danchen. Hold. Pack that chi and send it down as you hold the breath. 10% into the knees, 10% into the ankles and beyond. And feet. Getting a sense like it melts down into the legs. building more and more connection with the earth. Make sure those knees stay bent. Exhale back up, slowly, slowly, slowly up into the lower dantian. And breathe in again. Hold, pack, send it down with your intention. Less about trying, more about allowing and inviting this energy to move. Let it melt down. Get a sense of your legs getting heavy. Exhale back up. And get a sense also as you inhale, hold the breath, pack, send it down. Like you're wearing big fishing overalls here, and they're starting to fill with water. So this heaviness fills the legs down into the earth, sinking down into the earth, getting this intensity, this heaviness. Exhale back up. And let's do 3 more at your own pace. Filling up here. Hold with your intention. Send that breath down to the knees, down to the feet, packing it in. And the bones getting heavier down into the earth. Expanding, expanding, and filling and filling. And exhale. It's a little bit of a holding breath method here. Back up. And a couple more. Just get a sense of these weighted legs packing with chi. So even though you're exhaling and energy is coming back up, you still feel that heaviness, still feel that connectedness with the earth. Getting a little bit more, really getting this sense of intensity, like those overalls are filling up with water, getting nice and full and thick and vibrant. Connection with the earth. And then slowly begin to let that go. Still feel that heaviness in your legs. Let that breath go. Bring your awareness down into the earth. Get a sense of this heaviness, how your energy is really radiating down into the earth with these heavy legs, full of chi. And then close the anal sphincter. So you're not tightening it, just be aware that it's closed. And take an inhale and pull some energy up from the earth through bubbling springs, up through the legs, through those heavy legs, into the lower dantian. And pause for a moment. Bring your awareness into the lower dantian. And now take another sip in, and we're going to go all the way up to the crown of the head, but we're going to go counterclockwise up the Taiji pole. So spinning all the way up to the top of the head. Get a sense of energy spinning up as you inhale. And then pause at the top. Get a sense of connecting with the divine. And exhale slowly and go clockwise back down from the crown of your head back to the lower dantian, bringing that heavenly energy into your lower dantian. Good. Inhale from bubbling springs, up through the legs into the lower dantian. Take a little sip, then hold that breath. Bring your awareness here, and now counterclockwise spiral all the way up to the crown of the head via the Taiji pole, right through that center core, spiraling up the body. Make sure you're keeping your structure. Bring your awareness up the top of the head, and now exhale and bring it back clockwise, back down to the lower dantian. Still around the Taiji pole, just spiraling your way down. So gathering more earthly energy. Inhale, little sip all the way up into the dantian from the feet, from the earth. Hold it there and then take another sip and counterclockwise continue to spiral it up the center all the way up to the top of the head. And a little pause as we connect with the divine heavenly energy. Exhale, clockwise rotation back down into the lower dantian. So it's counterclockwise up, clockwise down. Breathing up as a double breath going up and a single exhale coming down. Inhale up into the dantian, little pause, focus here. Another sip, counterclockwise up to the top of the head. Spiral it up, pause, connect with the divine, the heavenly energies. Exhale, spiral it clockwise back down into the dantian. And let's try that a couple more times at your own pace. 2 breaths up, 1 breath here, all the way up to the top. Counterclockwise. And then a little pause before you clockwise back down. Get a sense of that spiraling energy in the body. One more time. And see your lower dantian getting fuller and fuller. Feel that weightedness in your body and feel that connection with earth. Now we have some earth and we have heavenly energies in the body. And just really feel that heaviness now in the legs again. Bringing your awareness down into the earth once again. And imagine that earth energy, that heaviness that's in the earth, forming into a ball inside the earth. And that ball is going to begin to roll and pull you along with your heavy legs. So we don't have a lot, you might not have a lot of space, but we're going to do a little bit of walking here. So it's a heavy walk. So you just want to move slowly with your heavy legs. Get a sense of this, all this weightedness, this connectedness with the earth. Almost like a little bit like a lumbering movement. Slowly moving one foot and the other as this ball pulls you forward. Very grounded walking, heavy and weighted. As we're really connected with, get this sense of being really connected with the earth. And breathe. Feeling the energy of the earth supporting you. Feeling this sense of being so solid and supported with the earth. And then coming back into our Wuji posture. Have a moment just to feel that. Realign everything. Since we were moving, let's make sure you have your posture nice and strong. Feel that really sense of connection with the earth. And now from this heavy position, let's lift our arms and we'll do a very slow version of counter swing. We're going to breathe in and breathe out and get this sense of how we are connected with the energy of the earth. The heaviness in the arms lifting up, like this heaviness of gravity, like the heavy gravity. Keeps us rooted here, connected. Make sure the head stays level. We're not going up and down, just moving from one side to the other. And tossing with these heavy arms, rooted by these heavy legs. Good. And let's do one more to each side. Coming back to the center. And let's connect with that energy again and do pulling down the heavens. Let's gather from earth, nature. Let's also grab the heavenly energies and pull them down over the front of the body. And again, down over the back. And one more time, gathering right through the center of the body. And then bring your hands up, palms together, and bring them in front of your heart. And let's do some Buddhist greeting posture. Double check your posture. Make sure that you're nice and aligned. The knees are bent, grabbing the toes. Take a breath into your lower dantian. On the exhale, feel it flowing up the front of the body, down the inner arms, and begin to send that energy into your palms. Inhale, and feel it going from the back of the hands, up the outer arms, across the shoulders, down the center of the back, all the way into Ming Men. And then exhale again, back up the front of the body, into the hands. Inhale up the backs of the arms and down the back. Exhale up the front of the body and into the hands. So moving the chi, warming the hands, opening the flow of the channels. Hands are about the level of the heart, slightly above, and not right against the body, a little ways out. Make sure that you're not losing your structure. Once again, the breath is exhale up the front. You hold the posture, I'll show you. Inhale up the front, down the inner arms, into those palms. Exhale, backs of the arms, over the shoulders, down the back into Ming Men. That's the inhale. Exhale up. Inhale down the back. Breathe and get a sense of this energy building in the hands. More and more heat. Working that flow, and as you do that, just make sure where have you fallen out of alignment with anything? You'll feel that sense of the heavy legs and the weight dropping you down from your tailbone. Feel the divine also pulling you up, equal and opposite force. You're sitting in a bar stool here as you're just holding your hands. Inhale, backs of the arms down the spine, into Ming Men. Exhale up the front. Really strengthening their posture. Really good way to strengthen your Wuji posture. And remember, it's alive. It's not rigid. So get a sense of that breath. Pulsing up the back and then down the front. Or our case, yeah. Our case, down the back and up the front. It's alive. It's moving. And smile. Much easier to do when you're smiling. Feel your hands getting warmer. Good. Moving that chi with the breath, with your awareness, in a nice solid structure. Maybe a better word, supportive structure. Good. Doing great, everybody. Keep checking in with your posture. Kind of scan up from your feet to the crown of your head. Where can you use a little more support? Imagine little weights on the tailbone, weights on the elbows, keeping everything in structure. In formation here. Strong connection with the earth and the divine as we allow these energies to flow through us, becoming a conduit for chi. Three more deep breaths, three more cycles. And then slowly bring your hands, bring that energy, more energy into the lower danchen. Imagine that coalescing into a ball, that ball compressing to a pearl. And now let's take it right through Guang Gong stroke spears, up the back, down the front. Moving the energy through the microcosmic orbit. Two more. And then back down into the lower danchen. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. And let's lock that in with our 9 rotations. And 9 more in the opposite. And rub the hands. Cup them over the glasses or the eyes. Soak that in. Receive that chi into the eyes, optic nerves, and the brain, and let it flow down the spine to the danchen, adding to the chi we've built up already. And then make a little circle of the face, open up all the sense organs, little tap of the forehead, crown of the head, side of the head, back of the head, back of the neck. Come down and let's tap it a little deeper down the arm, up the back. The same thing on the other side. The back. From the underarms, down the side of the body, heart and lungs, digestive organs, up the right, down the left, up the ascending, across the transverse, down the descending colon. One more time, beneath the navel. See if chi point. Come around the waist and tap the kidneys. Lower back. And down the outside of the legs. On the feet and toes, back up the inner legs. Tap it here at leg gates. Stimulate our sea of chi. And one more moment here, back in Wuji. Check it out, see how it feels now. And the sense of that connection with the earth, connection with the divine, how they're helping support this structure to allow maximum chi flow. And let's take this beautiful energy and have a wonderful day. Thank you, thank you. Good job, everybody.
Awesome, John.
So what we did today, everybody, is in your handouts. We did pages 2 and 3 of your handouts today. Gathering chi from heaven and earth and rooting chi, packing the legs. And then taking it for a spin.
Yeah, I love the leg packing.
Yeah, we're going to do more of that tomorrow to practice that because that's really important part of your Wuji posture is to really feel that connection with the earth.
Yeah. No comments there on your experience, comments and questions about that? How did that feel to have those heavy legs? Hey, Rosa.
Yes, it felt great. I was just wondering, I get so hot during this, like the sweat is running down my back.
Mm.
Like literally, I feel it like running down. So I'm like, what's happening there?
Wow.
Is that
Well,
normal?
it's good. I mean, something's being discharged from your body.
Yeah,
Something's
something's
being released. So that's good that you're, and I'd say, have a shower after that because it could be, like old toxins, back from when you spend that time like in the hospital and stuff,
Hmm.
that this can be getting, this could be being released out of the cells. So I would like really, 'cause that stuff gets buried in cells and now you're bringing in so much life force into the cells of the body that they're able to discharge.
Okay,
And that's true for everyone. Yeah.
okay,
Drink
thanks.
water.
yeah.
Mm.
Rosa,
I
you
mean, you do
remember
get
when
warm during this though. It is, but that's a lot. That's a lot. So yeah, I like Wendy what Wendy was saying there.
Yeah.
remember when she used to get super cold? That was you, right, Rosa?
It's
It
true.
used
I
to get
used to
super
get
cold.
yeah,
Like
I used
Yeah.
to get like
super
super
cold.
cold. Yeah, like freezing. And now I just get so hot, like crazy.
Wow. Sorry, guys. I would just wanted to throw that one in.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. That's a
Thanks,
great
man.
reminder.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. It's good to see how things move through. Yeah.
Yeah, so the
Great.
cold coming in is a lot about fresh energy, but now all that energy is moving into the cells, I would say.
I think so too. That's what I got from that. Yeah.
Yeah, detox.
Hey,
Awesome.
great. Oh,
Okay. Stephanie, and then we'll come to Julie's question.
yep.
Hey, My question is about the breathing. When we breathe in and then in again, do
Oh,
we,
for the heaven and earth. Yeah, right.
uh, so we breathe into the lower dantian and then we breathe in
So
again?
you're breathing in from your bubbling spring, which is the bottom of the foot, that kidney 1 point. It's coming up into the lower dantian. So that and then that's a one breath, and then you hold it, and then you take another breath, and that spirals its way up to the crown.
Okay, so
That
you breathe
spirals
the whole time you are
counterclockwise. So it goes
doing.
from the right to the front to the back, the left to the back. And it's spiraling its way up the Tai Chi pole, all the way up to the crown of the head. And then we
Okay,
connect with that, and it clockwise rotation comes back down all the way into the Dan Chen. So it's pulling heavenly energy into the body.
okay. So you want to be breathing in the movement of the chi.
Yes. So the idea is it's a two inhales to get up, one exhale to get back down.
Okay.
So it's 2 to 1. That takes a while to get that. I've been practicing that for a while too.
And then I have a couple of more questions, but it's not related to the practice, so I can ask them later. What do you think?
I mean, you're here. Let's
Okay,
go for
then
it.
then I got a quick question to the sleeping dragon exercise. When we breathe through the fingers, so we inhale, and what do we do with the exhale?
Mhm. Back out
Does
through
it
the
come
fingers.
back?
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Out.
Okay.
It's going
But
down into the
the
earth.
chi sticks. The chi is sticky, so it's staying inside, and you're just exhaling out. Chi coming in, and just exhale out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I've got a question related to the practice we did yesterday, the meditation.
Sure.
Um, so I'm not sure about the order, but like if I want to do it regularly, how much is there any assimilation time, which would be like, I will not do it once a week, but if I want to go to my subconscious regularly,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I think that you'll find out. I think that you do it, and then that will, because everybody's different. Like, there's no, like, oh, you should practice this. If you practice this twice a week, da 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 da. If you practice it once a week, sometimes it's a really big one that would take longer to assimilate, and other times it's more subtle, and or maybe not such a big. You know what I mean? So I think you
Yeah.
have to. Um, but let me see. And I think that you can do it, and and then take a break from it too. Like for you, I'm just getting like do 4 of those and then take a break.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And
It's
then,
interesting
when
when
you're ready,
my
come
guides all
back.
of a sudden make sure you take a break so you can really
Yeah.
assimilate.
Yeah. So do some and then you can take a break from it.
Yeah, I'm doing
Okay.
that too.
And then I have a question to the cylinder. Like when you pick the
Yes.
cylinder, it should be weightless. Because I had, so yesterday I picked the first one and it was so heavy I couldn't even lift it from the floor. So I picked a second one which was going out,
Oh,
and then
that's
it was fine. But I
good.
was wondering, is it like kind of weightless or should it be
Okay. Well,
effortless?
it sounds like that. There's a big one waiting for
I
you.
was going to say there's a big one waiting for you. That's what I got.
Yeah, but it wasn't the time to do it right now, but to know to
Mm.
go back. So that's almost like why you're asking the question, because you're
Yeah.
shown that there's one that's waiting for you to go back to. Whether you do that today or another day, but yes.
Mhm.
And yeah, so they will have different weights, you just don't know when you get it out of there. Yeah, it's too heavy for today. Boom. Okay, let's do this other one that feels just right.
Mm.
Goldilocks, just right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then my last question, and then it's
Oh, good.
um, I was because when I was in the healing room, my first I didn't know what would be showing up, but I felt it in my body. Like
Ah,
it was very, much in my body. And then I had the pictures.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, at some point, I felt like I needed to push. I needed to move my body. So it's a meditation, but is it fine? I guess yes, but I just wanted to know if
Yeah, you like had to move around a little bit,
like push like a little bit, yeah.
yes, well, do what you need to do.
Yeah, that's what I
Feels
said.
right, if that feels right.
Mhm.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Just
you.
like I would preface perhaps, and Wendy can jump in here. This what I would imagine is just like when we're doing the Wuji posture. I said it's alive. The meditation, let it be alive. So if it needs some movement,
Yeah.
there's something happening that's really quite visceral that needs it's having this reaction. I don't want to just sit there and go. I want to invite that to move if it needs to, because that might be a form of its releasing.
Yeah, especially for you because you're experiencing it kinesthetically.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If someone else is just having a whole vision of it all, it's all visual, that wouldn't be the same.
Right.
They wouldn't even want to move. But for you, that can be part of it. So
Right.
yeah, go
Cool.
with your
Thank
experience.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So there was one question in the chat. We should do that, and then we'll go to Jennifer.
Yes.
Okay, Julie had a question here. Is it in the handout or book about the sense of the breath in the Buddhist prayer? I got distracted 1 second and couldn't figure it out. That's not in the books, is it? The Buddhist greeting posture, is it?
Yes, I'll show up. I was going to pull it up.
Okay.
I've seen it
Let me
somewhere,
pull up
but I
Buddhist
started
greeting
to read the
posture.
book, so maybe it's in the book.
Oh yeah, it's in the books. And here's a picture from the books. Oh, what's it doing? Uh-oh. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so it did work. Okay, so over here on the right, you have the
Oh,
Buddhist
it's in
greeting
chapter
posture.
15.
Yes. So here's a picture on the right of the breath and how the breath moves. So it moves up the front and comes into the hands, and comes from the hands up over the shoulders, down the back, and into the lower dantian. So that's the breath, breathing into the hands and up the front into the hands, down over the shoulders, down the back, into the lower abdomen. There's more about it on another page, but
I was going to say, if it's not in this section, that's just talking about the
yes.
Shaolin, Shao Yin,
Mhm.
Tai Yin.
But it was in the PowerPoint, so I pulled it up.
Okay.
So you can see it. Because it's showing that breath pattern.
And I will see where I can find the page for everybody. And if I can, I'll put it in the chat. Because I haven't found it either, I must admit.
Great. Okay, yes. Okay, anyway. Just share. Somehow I'm in a different screen view.
What's that?
I have a
You're
different
there, I see
screen view
you.
going on. I know, but what I see is like weird. So
Okay.
that's just how that is sometimes. Okay, I think I've got it figured out. Kind of. Okay. Okay, any other questions? Yeah, Jennifer's question. Yes.
Am I unmuted? Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So, Stephanie, I just wanted to let you know that when I pulled one of my cylinders out yesterday, I thought it was going to be yay big, and that thing was as tall as me, and I was like going like this into the room. So, I I understand what you were questioning there, and anyway, I just wanted to share that. My question's about the spiral going up in the breath when we're taking that sip. And I think this is a beginner's issue of trying to feel so much into it that I am just like gasping, and my breath is not fluid because I am working so hard to get it all going. Is it the sip? Is it just like an instant, or is it a flow? or Or is it
It's
not?
it's a flow. You want to work with the flow going from the earth. So I take a breath in, feel it into my lower dantian from the feet, a little pause there, and then I take another breath in. So that's what the pauses are for, to allow you to settle into it, and then spiral it up on the next inhale. And then there's a little pause there before you exhale and counter and clockwise bring it back down. So perhaps it's trying to go too fast. You can kind of feel like, ooh, what's going on here? It's definitely gonna be a practice thing, I
Yeah, no,
think.
I think mine's going too slow.
Oh, it's going too slow.
Or my I haven't developed the breath practice. So I can see that as an issue. So,
Okay, okay.
but yeah, I was curious about that because I am feeling a little challenged in all these breath exercises when we are going slow, pausing, and okay, so I'll just keep at it.
Yeah, so definitely stuff to
Oh, yes.
practice there.
So for me, in the beginning, the breath practices were like my hardest thing because I had lung issues. I'd had pneumonia, pleurisy, asthma, a bunch of stuff like that. So I had a lot of lung healing to do. So my first breath practice, I was down probably around threes and fours. And I started there and I went up to 5-minute breaths.
Okay.
So you can heal your lungs, and that's really brings in the chi. Because if you have issues with the lungs and with the breathing, then it's really hard to build the chi. So that's why we're coming back around to this, is because, okay, this is now really important, this point, for you to heal your lungs. And these breath practice and just that slowing down, it's like, yeah, I used to sweat friggin' bullets. I thought just like, I cannot do this. I'd be just, you know, like Stephanie is talking, no, it was Rosa talking about being covered in sweat. I was just like sweat. I was a puddle. And we used to do breath practice, 40 minutes, 3 times a day. Breath retention practice. So, and I would start off in the threes. Breathe in 3, hold 3, exhale 3. That was my maximum.
So that's something you would recommend just starting incorporating daily.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
If you have, yeah, if you know breath is a thing, if you know your lungs are a thing, and you want to heal them, yeah, you can heal them.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's super awesome. Hey, Safira.
Hi, good morning. I have a quick question about the cylinders. When we did the meditation with you, Wendy, you started out with black, but then you said whatever color, because mine was like this really dark, rich brown, and the gold really lit up bright. So I kind of felt like this one's really ready. It's not that black, but I don't know.
I know it's like well, the book, whatever it says black, and then I saw that I was immediately told no, there can be lots of colors, so that's why I said that.
Okay, and then
And I saw there were a lot of colors happening. It's like, oh, we got more colors going on.
that's great. Thank you. And I do have one more question about the Buddhist standing prayer.
Yeah.
I understand the flow. I just can't remember. Am I exhaling from the inside and inhaling down the back? So you start with
Yes, exactly.
okay. Okay.
Exhale, inhale. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
It's really connecting that lower dantian with your hands. So in the hospitals in China, this is a thing they would do there for like an hour before the medical Qigong doctors went on to do their work. This is the posture that they would stand in for an hour and practice. So it really connects lower dantian with heart, with hands. So
I will practice. Thank you.
yes. And that's sort of the same, I think the same question that Ash has. So with Buddhist, well, breathing, it is one breath up and into the hand, then one exhale, up the arms and down into Mingmen. Yes,
Yep, that's correct.
got it.
Good.
Yes,
So one breath for the full cycle.
yes. Okay, I think we got it. Oh, thank you. Volume 2, page.
That we're aware of that page. That's not actually the right page, Yuko, but thank you, because that's just the same picture that Wendy showed you. I have open right here.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, that doesn't give us the more about the Buddhist greeting posture. That's what I'm trying to
But
find.
it is, we will find that for
We
you.
will find it.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's escaped me at this moment. So
You sent it to us on the 5th of April this year. Just maybe you can find it again.
Thank you.
it's what would you say?
You
It
sent
was
it
a
on the 5th of
handout you
April,
sent this year on the 5th of April.
the handout for it.
At least it's what I have, the handout.
Because we
It's on
started
that
them on it. Yes.
Is it on that? Oh, we don't have, it's not in this handouts. It's in the practitioner handouts.
Yes.
I will double check that right now.
You guys got it already. It was not in the handouts. It was an extra that you sent. But we do have a handout for it. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let me see. Yes. I think it will help to breathe not too much on the first inhale. Yes. Yes. Just a sip. So you'll still have room for the second. Yes. Feels like it takes a long breath to, so we do it in different ways. Sometimes we're moving energy in little sips. Sometimes we're doing it in long breaths. So yes. And Melanie, you have a question?
Yes, I do. Actually, I just kind of want to know, for me, yesterday when we experienced the cylinder, the room there, um, if say for example, it was like I was made it up. Is that does that make sense?
It's the power
Like
of the imagination.
it was a felt sense. I couldn't see anything, but I could
Oh,
feel something.
oh,
But
okay.
I I don't know what it was. Like I seemed like I made something up.
Then what you made up matched the energy that you were experiencing.
Okay.
Like you felt an energy, and then it was like you made something up to go with it. Is that right?
The other question I have is if you're working with a client,
Oh, wait a second. I want to go
Wait a
back to
minute.
this
Yeah,
one.
wait a minute.
I haven't answered your question yet.
okay, sorry.
So if you have a felt sense and you're not visual, then it can feel, then you can kind of go into like, what do I do with this? And so then you kind of have to let your imagination be a sense. So imagination is a sense. We're taught that imagination is wrong and bad and lying and not true and real. So we have to kind of let our imagination go and see what comes. And that's good, and you try not to question it or edit it so that it can
Okay.
flow. Okay.
Because the sense I had was it was something that happened to me like when I was really young,
Okay.
toddler, and I had blocked it. I can't remember it.
Okay.
That was my sense.
Okay. Well, that's good to know it's there.
Yeah. The other question I have is if you're working with a client and they go into the room with the cylinders. I'm looking for it here on this page, but and they come back and they say nothing showed up or nothing's there or there's nothing popped out. Like, what would you do?
Okay. That's always, well, first of all, you're kind of having them say that they're experiencing things on the way.
Mhm.
So you're already having them like check in that they've come down the stairs. So they're able to be down there. Well, I just kind of go and see what happens. Well, what is there? So is there a room there or is there something else? Like I would just have to freeform it from there.
Okay.
I'd see what other experience and let's see. Well, let's see. Is there a room? Now you're going to see. That's okay. Now we're going to see the room. I'd probably go to the Chamber of Healing. Okay, so let's just go into this room and see what happens in this room.
Okay.
So, I always feel like whatever happens right, and it's taking us where it needs to take us. So I never go like, oh no, what am I going to do? You got to get creative. It's like,
Okay. Okay.
where can we go? Well, let's find out. Ask
Yeah.
them where we can go.
Yeah. The other question I have is just one more. It says here when you start asking questions, so at number 9, and there's like 9 to like a lot of questions, and it says wait for the answers here. So do we wait for everyone or like the person to answer each question, or do they answer them in their mind and then we kind of give them a pause and then move on?
You keep checking in with them. Some people will be more verbal. Some people will be having it going on more internally. And so when you're doing these, you want to keep that connection with them and you give it a lot of space to have some feedback. So actually today, since we actually now it turns out that we don't have a lot of people who are second year here, because I was kind of the second year people work first of all with the new people so that they could have a bit more of a sense of how this goes. So I'm going to give choice. You can also do page 37, which is the Eternal Soul Journey, which you've all been on, and which is a lot easier to lead than this one, since we don't have. But if you want to do this one, everyone is certainly welcome to lead this one. And it's to do with the pacing. And so you're right, to look at that. Just really feel what the pacing is like. Like it's give them time. And then when they're ready to move on, you move on. So you got to have a sense. So a lot of this is about this sense of pacing. Are they ready? And you never push. You don't ever want to push, and then you can always check in, and always check in and say, well, okay, how are you doing with that? How are you feeling with that? Are you good with that? Like then you're ready to move on. So there's sort of a constant, you kind of want to check in, make sure that you're kind of in the right place with them and they're comfortable before you go on to the next thing. And maybe they see it pretty quickly. That you see the thing, but really it's going from seeing what's happening to helping them to reframe this, because what we want to do is get a higher perspective on it. You want to have them look at it, and you really want to keep bringing in the fact that there's guides there. Your guides are here. There's beings here to help you. So let's see what's it from their perspective, like what's happening from the soul perspective. So we kind of keep wanting to go back. That's the important part, that they can get a new perspective on what happened.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Good questions. Okay, and Sandy.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
When we were doing the Buddhist prayer, when we were exhaling up the energy into the hands
Yeah.
and then inhaling down to the Ming Meng, I kept switching it. Like I'm so used to inhaling, like you're pulling down the heavens and inhaling up energy. Like I kept on having like I'm like, is John saying it backwards? Like it kept flip-flopping, and it was so hard to keep it focused with the exhale up and then the inhale down. But then once I got it going, it seemed but I really, really had to focus to get it right. So my question is that normal in the beginning?
Well, it's actually because we're used to the microcosmic orbit.
Right.
Microcosmic orbit, we inhale up the back and we exhale down the front. That's the one that makes it confusing.
Okay.
So this is more like a water cycle where you inhale up the
Right.
front and exhale down the back, except we inhale just up into the hands. So it's not the microcosmic orbit. So
and I'm just kind of
exhale into
going.
the hands, we inhale into the lower dantian.
Okay. And the difference between the fire and the water cycle is more intuitive and the fire cycle is more cleansing.
The water cycle is more intuitive, yes.
Yeah, water cycle is definitely more intuitive, and it's more balancing of emotional states is for the fire cycle.
Okay. So we that's intentionally to do the fire cycle to be quite grounded as part of the Buddhist prayer? I'm just kind of curious about
No, it's
this.
just different. I'm saying what's why we feel it so backwards to us. That's
Okay.
the only thing that's backward about it, is that we're used to this.
The fire cycle.
Yeah.
Now we're doing this and it's
Yeah.
different. So yeah.
Okay. And then my second question, when it was really helpful that I've done 2 soul retrievals with you before, Wendy. So it's like, oh, I just experienced them, like, oh, this kind of makes a little bit sense reading through. But it was interesting when the meditation yesterday, I found the cylinder, and there was even like a bystander in the picture, kind of witnessing the situation. But I had the hardest time staying awake. I don't know if you saw me on the video, but my head was nodding, and then I'd wake up and I was there, and then I'd nod off. Is that a normal reaction? Because I had the worst time staying awake. I mean, it wasn't that I wasn't present.
Oh,
It
I
just
know. You
stayed
went
awake.
deep.
Okay.
When you go deep, sometimes it's like, put your seatbelt on
It,
so you don't flop forward. Where's
it
the seatbelt? I got to tie myself to the chair here so I can like go deep and not have my body like flop over. Yeah, that happens.
oh, okay, because I did go to like it was a, pardon me, but it was a fucking amazing, huge aha moment.
There you go. Yeah, it was one of those seatbelt journeys.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for clarification on that. Okay.
I know.
I have a little
Sometimes you just really want a seatbelt. It's like, oh, I'm really in here. I don't want my body to go doing this thing.
Yeah, right.
So that was all good.
I have one other question. I have to change locations. When I went to my studio, there was just too much traffic congestion, so I came home. But all my notes are at my studio. So will we be doing the soul retrieval before the break or after the break?
After.
Okay, perfect. I'll change
I think
locations.
after, but now, although I was rethinking that for our Europeans, but then you
Okay.
could be receiving, so we could have one before and one after.
Okay. Just know later on, Jonna, I will log in through my computer when I get to my studio space.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and thank you for putting the Buddhist greeting posture, Julie. Wow. Lovely. So helpful. Yes, you all have had it before.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Well, I'm thinking it might be a good idea. What do you think, John, to do so the Europeans aren't like falling asleep when we're going to do this session exchange, then we can finish with our.
There was one other question from Melanie here.
Okay, yeah.
One thing I noticed is that breath work aids with weight loss. It also decreases body measurements. It could be more that I'm more active or just curious. Am I imagining this?
Yes, yeah, good, because you've got that oxygen going in there, and and it's more vigorous. Anytime like you're doing something more vigorous, it's going to, yeah.
And it's supporting your digestion, it's supporting the
That's a lot
whole
of good stuff.
physicality of the body. So it's definitely going to move.
Well, yeah, it moves the whole digestive system more quickly, the peristaltic movement. There's a lot of things that it supports that could definitely lead
your
to
metabolism got better.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
Very cool. Okay, so what are we discussing? Okay, by just a moment, Wendy and I are going to talk.
We're discussing a little change of plans here, that maybe
Okay.
that we should have the one half of our exchange be before the break and the other half afterwards. I'm just thinking about Europeans and it getting late for doing this, like after like 8 o'clock at night. It gets challenging.
Yeah.
And we have a few Europeans here.
Julie's going, yes, please.
I know, and I'm feeling it for you. So
Okay, I don't have any partnerships yet, but I will make them.
okay, but before the partnership, I want to ask who is comfortable with doing the one that we did yesterday, and who would like to do the shorter one, which is the eternal soul journey. So the Eternal Soul Journey, you've all been on it, and it's very simple. You get them to their eternal soul. You follow the you follow the rainbow bridge, and then you just have a few questions there with them. So it's sort of they're very often our very first one to do and to learn with people. But if you want to try the other one, I totally encourage it. So yes, thank you for putting it
So put it in your chat. Yeah, everybody should put it in the
Yes.
chat.
Okay. Especially if, yeah, Jonathan, yeah, you're going to be good. You've done this kind of work before. Yes. Okay, and Joel's good. Yes. Oh, good. So, lots of people. I'm really happy to see that.
So everybody's willing. Looks like everybody's okay with soul retrieval.
Oh, no, someone, Zafira would like to do the Eternal Soul Journey, and we're totally good with that.
Okay. Chamber of Memories, is that Eternal Soul, or is that?
No, that's the Eternal Soul, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yes. Lots of people are up for it. Okay, we'll do the Europeans are going to do it. Let's see. They can offer it before the break, and then they can receive it after the break.
Yeah.
Don't want to lose them for the day because we have more important things. But okay, John, is that making sense to you? Can you make some?
I'm trying to read all this because it keeps moving around and stuff. Let's see.
That's okay. So we want Stephanie to go first, Anita to go first, Rosa to go first, Julie to go first, and Mav to go first. Yes. So.
Mav, Julie, Stephanie, and who else? Anita.
Yep. Rosa.
I'll be giving. All of you will be giving.
Rosa. Yes.
And Rosa.
Yes.
So are we doing the total? Everyone's doing the soul retrieval?
Everybody except Safira. She can do the Eternal Soul Journey, which
She
is great.
said both.
Oh, did she? She changed her mind?
I can do either.
Oh, that's down there. Okay. Yeah.
She said there are more TAs tomorrow.
And Sandy also doesn't want to go first giving because she doesn't have her script and she needs to go to her office.
Right.
So we'll manage that in there too.
Okay.
And
okay.
You got them partnered up here?
No, I'm not even close. I'm trying to figure it all out.
Okay, I think I can do it, John.
Oh, then I'm gonna let you do it because you're probably better at you're used to doing that. I need time to figure it all out.
Okay, I'm doing it. So
okay,
tell me who the Europeans are. Well, we have Anita, yes.
I can just tell you the Europeans. We got Mav.
Okay, wait a second. Just give me a sec. I'm gonna do it nice and slow. Okay, next. I'll put Julian.
Okay.
Julie and Rosa. Did I put Rosa in? No, not yet. Rosa. Yes. And
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Okay, and then.
And Mav.
Yep, Mav's in there. Okay, so now I'm going to make partners for you all. Let's see. So let's see. Anita, I'll be working with Jennifer. And Mav, you're going to be working with Joel. Oh, wait a second, not Joel.
Wait a minute, they're both advanced. How about you not do that?
That's right. You're going down here. So, Joel.
Darn, I missed Joel.
Okay, well, just a minute here. Well, you might. Okay, well, let's see who we got. We're gonna have. Oh yeah, we want to put. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that. So, Julie, let's see. I'm gonna put Julie. I'm gonna put you with Jonathan. Jonathan, because I know Jonathan is good at this kind of work. So. Rosa, you're going to go with Yuko, Stephanie, partner up with Sandy, Joel, have you partner with Ash, and Melanie. Let's see, Melanie, you're feeling confident, so I'll have you lead first, and Zafira, you can go second with that one. Okay, so here are the part. Oh no, Mav doesn't have a partner. So, oh John, you might want to do this one. So, move to. Would you be good for doing one, John?
Of course. I saw there was an odd number of people.
Okay, so that works out beautifully. So, let's see. Melanie, John, you can work with Melanie.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are. And so, Anita and Jennifer. Anita, you're going first. Mab and Zafira. Mab, you're going first. Julie and John Taylor. Julie's going first. Rosa and Yuko. Rosa going first. Sandy and Stephanie. Stephanie going first. Ash and Joel. Joel going first. John and Melanie with John going first. Okay. On your mark. Get set. Go. Okay, so it'll be 45 minutes, so we're going to come up to the top of the hour. Ah, okay. Yes, indeed. The survivors. Oh, no, not everybody's back. Oh, yeah, everybody is back. Perfect. Yes. Okay, well, you can see how powerful this is. So this is an awesome one, and it's good to practice it on your fellow student partners. Put it out on WhatsApp who'd like to do one of these. Yeah, these are great. Or, have some friendly volunteers. You don't want to be doing this with someone who doesn't want to do it.
And I will set up a WhatsApp for this
Oh,
joint
yes.
too. Yeah, we got to do that.
We got to have the new therapist WhatsApp. Yay.
Yep. So I will get that all set up.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so we're going to jump into so you just like sit back and relax and watch some slides on standing postures. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay. Oh, yes. Wait a minute. That's not the right place. Take us back here to the right place. Here we go. There we are. Oh, yeah. 18 rules of proper structure. And so just remembering when John brought you through, moving your weight from your heels for the back, the ball, the foot of the front, and then finding that center where the foot is, connects to Taiji pole, and is especially connecting to the kidneys. Kidney 1 point is in the middle, but we also have the heart fire at the front. So that's why we often say the fire coming in through the front and the water at the heel. So for example, when we're doing sleeping dragon, we get the fire and the water, yang and the yin that comes together and flows inside. And there's the rules of structure here. Up on the side as we stand, coming up through the body. Well, that's not quite that. But anyway, yes. So we're trying to engage in these different places. So the feet and the ankle. This is all the big balance places in the body. And so the feet and the ankles are balanced on the foot, and then the knees are balanced over. That's the next kind of layer on the ankles, and then the pelvis. The hips are weighted onto the legs, and then the chest and the spine, very important, is all stacked up. And then the clavicles, the shoulders are weighted on that, and then the head on top of that. So we have our stacking of bones. So starting at the feet, we come from the feet, and then we want to keep the knees bent and relaxed. And this increases the chi and the blood flow. So it's important, if you lock your knees, then the chi and the blood can't flow. So that's why we have to have our soft knees. Otherwise, you're disconnected from the earth. So it's important to have that connection, that chi flow engaging from the earth. And if we don't have that, then the fear can gather behind the knees, because that's a place where fear gathers. Like when there's a big shock, a person can collapse. The knees can collapse, and that has to do with the fear gathering behind the knees. Remember, there's all these bladder meridians behind the knees and the backs of the legs, and those are affected with fear. And we always want to have that sense of being lifted up and that weight in the earth. And John was doing all of this with you today. So you had these experiences like with the hips, with the legs, the straightening of the spine. And so there's not that big curve. You're not butt out. You don't have your little tail, your tail feathers out behind you like a little peacock. You have a straighter spine. That's because the weight down below and then that being lifted from above. So it's a different than the one that the chiropractor shows you with the big curves. It's not that spine. And that spine helps to store chi in the lower dantian, but also creates the firmer structure around the waist, and it helps the upper body to be able to balance on that lower part of the body, and thereby you're not as affected by gravity. So if you're just sitting here and you stick your butt out in your chair, you can feel how the top is less stable. Now, if you kind of roll back and you straighten the spine, you can feel there's a certain kind of a deep relaxation that can happen just in a sitting posture. It's quite different than if you kind of go to that butt out. So we always consider this to be very important. And the flattening more of the spine. We round the perineum, free of tension, yet sealed without leakage. We've been going over this with John. And like I said, a lot of this has to do with the right tension is the amount that still allows a full deep breath. It's how you find it. And it keeps, that chi leakage. So often after a woman has had a baby or 2 or 3, you can have some chi leakage there, vaginal chi leakage. So that's why, and it's important to strengthen those lower diaphragms. That was the point of Kegel exercises and a lot of the work also that we do, because that's the floor of the body. And it's like living in a house and the floor doesn't have good support and it's saggy everywhere. Well, it's not a very pleasant house to live in. It's like you're compensating all the time for the saggy floor. So the lower diaphragms of the body create a strong foundation. So this is why we have these areas. And when the perineum is just right, not too hot, not too cold, just right. When it's just right, it stops the chi leakage and lets chi build up at the same time. And it allows chi to flow into the legs. So all of those things are really important.
And Wendy, I imagine that my grandmother probably had lots of chi leakage, why she had a short life, because she had 16 kids.
16.
My mom has 10 sisters and 5 brothers.
That's so crazy.
I
Wow.
have cousins coming out of every woodwork. It's crazy.
Mm. That's a big family.
That's a big family. And my dad was an only child.
Yeah.
I had a half brother, half sister, but only child with those parents. So,
Wow.
and marrying into a family of 16. So I'm sure my grandmother had a problem with number 4.
Yes. Yep. Because that does happen, and we do have to rebuild, but you can do exercises to lift that up. And so the Kegel is just one of them, but you feel like it's coming all the way up to the navel, like you're pulling up there. And for women, tightening the lower, middle, and then the upper parts of the those vaginal muscles helps to lift everything up. And men do the same thing, but they lifting the scrotum. So it's like lift 1, 2, 3 lifts to build that and to create that firmness in these lower diaphragms, because they are important. And they're also important, even for like not becoming incontinent later on.
I was going to say, I know people that have had prostate cancer or had to have the
Yeah,
prostate removed. They've had to do kind of Kegel things to keep,
yeah,
to support the bladder.
yeah, yeah. So that's a thing, but you can do that. Those exercises, those lifting exercises. So relax the waist. Ming
Oh, we're
Men.
missing number 5. You have to click it again, I think.
Oh, yes, there we go. Thank you. 4 to 6. Yes, close the anal sphincter. Can direct the chi and the shen through the body. So we did that yesterday. John was showing you how to use the anal sphincter to direct the chi flow through the body, up the front, up through the conception vessel, up the back, up the governing channel. And that articulation, can direct the chi. So you can send chi the side. So that's the front and the back, but the side will actually energize one side of the body. So if you feel one side of your body isn't energetic enough, you can do a little practice of lifting the anal sphincter on that side, and you'll bring more chi into that side of the body. So if you want to energize your right side, lift the right anal side of the anal sphincter. If you want to energize the left side, lift the left side. And if you tighten it all at once, you get really, really strong and powerful, and like you're going to like lift a refrigerator. So it's all about, moving the chi. We need to relax the waist, and that's sort of sinking back into Ming Men at the back. So and breathing back into Ming Men at the waist. You don't want to have tension around the waist, because then you can't breathe deeply. So we need that full breath. And often people are not breathing deeply because there's emotional energy that's trapped in the lower part of the body, and they don't want to feel it. So that relaxing the waist is part of that deep breathing practice. Now, it's not, it's relaxed at the back of the waist, but it's not especially relaxed more at the front of the waist. It's almost more like a reverse breathing, like there's a proper tension around. So it's not like a big belly bulge unless you're lying down and you're just practicing deep breathing. So, and that's why I go into pulling in the stomach. Increase internal chi pressure and flow in the body, and accesses the energy of the 4 gates. So as you have some firmness, it's just about those good abdominal muscles, some good abs there, not like giant abs. You don't want to have really tight abs. You want to have, and you don't want to have none. You want to have the sweet point again in between that just holds this nice firmness. And it's just enough to increase that flow of chi in the body and opens up the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. And so in this case, the palms of the hands are the heart fire, and the center of the feet are the kidney water, like kidney 1 points. And so these are the 4 gates. And you can press back a little bit on Ming Men. And if you let Ming Men come forward, then just push back and see if you notice there's a sense of suction in your hands and on your feet. So you open these 4 gates by pressing back on Ming Men, like just, bring your tilt Ming Men in, like roll your butt out, and then sort of straighten the spine, and you feel things open up. So the Taoists were like incredibly observant, like they were listening to the energy of the body, just, quite stunning in the information that they have gathered and put together. Like, that's pretty subtle. Like, wow, look at that. When I kind of rock forward, my palms open up. Yeah. And so accessing the energy, the 4 gates is a good thing. And so you really want to be kind of walking around with that, energizing yourself in life rather than blocking. Softening the chest. So this allows the qi to sink into the lower dantian. It's also really good for your heart and lungs. And so when you have that military posture, a lot of us grew up with, it's like, now stand straight, chest out, shoulders back. That's what we were doing in school. Stand at attention. We had to start the day standing at attention and saying, God save the Queen. We had to stand at attention for that. Saving the Queen. She lived a long time. I guess it worked. Yep.
We had to stand at attention and pledge our allegiance to the flag.
Yeah, that was one too. I mean, every country has its one. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, and that's great military posture if you want to get the adrenals going. People breathing in their chests and out and ready to like fight a war. But if you don't want to be fighting a war and in a continual stress mode, you want to soften the chest. And that's sort of like if you put your shoulders back, not great. Shoulders forward. You can see the qi in the whole body can connect. They also didn't want soldiers to be feeling. So they wanted a soldier to get out of their emotions. They want them to be breathing in their chest, not in their abdomen. They're going to go feeling and get emotional, and they're not going to go fight in the war. So there were reasons why. And in the same time, we stretch open the back. So as this chest softens, kind of get your turtle shell, your tortoise shell gets a little stronger on the back, and that's very protective. So remember our tortoise and snake at the back of the body. So you can get a little bit of a nice tortoise shell going on there, and that's very, like I say, very protective. And it also calms the heart and lungs because they feel protected. And it's also about, number 9 is also about not just opening that way, but also that suspending and that feeling like the head is lifted up into space. And you get that nice lengthening of the spine. Okay, and that's all fine, but if your shoulders are at your ears, well, a whole bunch of stuff is cut off. So when your shoulders come up to your ears, you don't have any qi going down your arms. And it's very important that we have qi flowing down our arms, because that's a whole part of the body that we need, and we need the strength to happen in the arms. So we want qi flow in the arms. And so if I'm putting my arms out, I need my shoulders relaxed. I have my shoulders up here, my arm's going to drop soon because that's really hard to do. Oh, I got to use my muscles. Whereas if you're down here and it's all relaxed, then it's easy. The chi flows into the arm's strong with chi flow. And so when we were in live class in 12, you get to demonstrate this and feel these things like when you have chi in your arms, it's really strong. But if I tighten my muscles, the arm collapses. So you can see, I'll tighten my muscle there. It has no strength. And, even like trying to resist a push, if I'm using my muscles, it doesn't work. But if I just have my shoulder relaxed and I have chi, I invite the chi into my arm. So I can be completely relaxed. You can see my other arm's really pushing hard. My arm doesn't budge because my shoulder's relaxed. So shoulders relaxed. Allows the chi to flow. This is all about the chi being able to flow easily through the body. This is where strength and power is. It's like the strength is in the relaxation. And so we need all of this. So the center, the energy comes through, but the channels, this allows the channels to open up in the arms. Sink the elbows. And so this is for the immortal post posture. And that has to do with this sense of relaxation. Again, the same thing, that relaxation that opens the chi flows into the arms. And after you've sunk them for a while, they actually kind of float up. Like my elbows float up. They're not, they don't want to stay down. Then we relax the wrists. This regulates the yin and yang and the channels of hands, chi and blood flow. And so, so the wrists. And the wrist isn't in here. So you don't break the wrist. You don't want to, our wrist isn't that way or this way. It's always, there's a soft kind of a curve, this is soft and this is soft. So when you're doing these practices, these standing postures, to be able to do them, you need the rules of standing posture. You need to have this, and the energy can kind of flow right out into your middle finger. And some of the stances, can really, so there's not a lot of, it looks like that, but that's because of the kind of this whole rounding here. But it's not actually the arm and the hand and the wrist bending. We also keep the fingers a little bit apart. That's called a fair lady hand. Just a soft hand, has a soft, it's not rigid, it's not like, it's a softness. Everything has this softness, like the smoothness that allows chi to flow. They're all about the chi flowing. Yes, the wrists. We always have space under the armpits, like the armpits need to breathe. You don't want to have your arms tight against your body. Everything has this softness to the flow. Nice and soft. Then suspend the head. And it's always nice to think that maybe even like your soul star up above you or your eternal soul, it's just like floating your head upward. When I did these practices, I grew from 5'8.5" to 5'9.5". So I gained an inch because my spine decompressed. So that was amazing. Like I remember when I was like, no, I'm not that tall. Yes, you are. As whoever was measuring me, it's like, yes, you are. And I'm not. I'm only, you're wrong. I'm not. It's like, yes, you are. And it's like, oh, wow, I actually am. And then I hear later other people had the same thing happen. But that's the decompression of the spine and the straightening of the spine and just the space in between the vertebrae increasing from the practices. Increases the chi flow in the thrusting vessel and resonance of the body. Yeah, it gets that, allows that chi to flow through the body and around the body. So that's a nice picture. That reminds me a lot of when John's leading you through the Wudong series and you open to, let's see, that would be opening to earth and closing to heaven. And then we have those nice spirals around the body and through the body, like you were doing this morning, spiraling up the spine, spiraling down the spine. All of that, so powerful. Really, really good. Opens everything up. Tucking the chin opens the breathing passages and stretches and lengthens the spine. So if you just sit with your chin out and you tuck your chin, you can feel that whole activation at the back of the neck that's lifting and stretching the spine. Like you don't do it so much you can't breathe. Again, it's that smooth, that just right spot that lifts everything and it feels good. It always feels good to do that. And when you do that, you generally want to put your tongue on the palate, but not on the palate, kind of the middle of the palate or farther back. It's just because I don't know. Maybe that's just my old training. Okay. Old training that had a lot to do with tucking the chin and putting the tongue on the middle of the tongue on the palate and pressing up and activating the pineal gland and a bunch of stuff going on. Anyway, opens the breathing passages, stretches and lengthens the spine. This is good. Next, we close the eyes for inner vision. Whether eyelids are open or closed, the eyes direct the movement of the Shen. Yes, it's like your third eye. And there's subtle movements of your eye. That's your inner eyes going on. And so if you have your eyes closed and you're moving and you're looking inside and following the energy of the microcosmic orbit, for example, you feel that little movement of your eyes. And that's also sometimes called your third eye. That's working hard, is doing all that directing. So yeah, looking down, the Shen moves down. If you look up, the Shen moves up. Look out, Shen moves away from the body. And if you're looking inside, the Qi gathers inside your body. So that's the Shen. Eyes are the Shen, and it's moving these energies around your body. So it's always fun to notice that. And it's like, oh, I don't know about my third eye. And it's like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you use it all the time. Like, what's going on in the back of my head? Oh, I think that's not your regular eyes. And the more you do this work, the better and more skilled you get at working with those inner eyes and inner vision. Closing the eyes for inner vision. Speaking of 5-element eye correspondences. So the wood element is the irises of the eye, the liver. The fire element is the inner and outer corners of the eyes, so it relates to the heart. The earth element is the upper eyelid. It relates to the spleen. The lower eyelid is the stomach. The metal element is the whites of the eyes, relating to the lungs. And the water element, of course, is the pupils of the eyes, and that's the kidneys, the black in the very center. So that's a kind of cool thing to look at and to remember. So closed eyes are yin, open eyes are yang, half opened are balanced. So that's why we like to have soft eyes. You'll often hear about that. Soft eyes in Qigong, soft eyes in Tai Chi. So you're not staring at something out there. You're not looking at the view. If you're looking out maybe into space, but softly into the space between you and whatever. So that half open, balanced, and lightly closed, just lightly closed, is very calming to the Shen. And as we see, they direct the flow of Qi, and eyes open, having a soft focus, just that focus into space, not on something. The right eye projects Shen and Qi. The left eye receives Shen and Qi. So there we go. We're kind of backwards again. Everything goes, the going out is the right eye, not the left eye, and the left eye receives rather than the right eye, but all those things go together. Then we close the mouth and open the nose, stopping the ears. So the nose is considered male. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. The mouth is female, the mystery of earth. Why? Because it's receptive. Everything is received in the mouth. It's that opening, and it is connects to the 5 flavors. So that's tasting. And then the nose is male, the mystery of heaven, because it projects outward. It's yang. And it's the 5 fragrances and the 5 colored breaths. So it has lovely relationships there. And our breathing patterns are the dominant side of the body, the right side of the body, more conscious mind. Qi is dominant and the Shen is weak. The left side is more the subconscious mind. The Shen is dominant and the Qi is weak. So some things about, and that's the breathing pattern. So if you're breathing more out of the right or out of the left side. But we also have to pay attention to the fact that that switches through the day. So you may be breathing just out of the right side in the morning, and then the afternoon you pay attention again, and now you're on the right side, and it's like, well, I felt really different this morning. I feel, so it's really interesting how much we change, just how we feel during the day. Balanced. When it's balanced, then, and both nostrils going, our eternal soul is able to come in and to help guide and be more dominant. The Qi and the Shen are balanced. And so we really like that. That's kind of ideal. So we try and keep both sides going. And stopping the outer ears allows celestial influences to internalize and manifest. So listening internally. And then we touch the tongue to the upper palate. Increases the qi flow, expands the fields. And so it's always good to just remind yourself, put your tongue down. Let your tongue just kind of like hang out in your mouth, and then put it back up onto that point behind the teeth. And feel what happens to your qi. I mean, there should be an immediate response of the energy in your body to that tongue position. So it helps to eliminate disease, certainly makes you stronger. Considered to prolong life. The center of the mouth is called the jade lake. The tongue is called the magical root. The saliva is called the long life wine. Okay, so let's practice all of that. And so I think that's not, yeah, no, that's the end. Yeah, so let's, whoops. So, so tap your teeth. That's like ringing the heavenly bell. Tap our teeth 36 times. And swish around the saliva. This is the long life wine. And then you swish it around your gums and your tongue. And you rotate your tongue on the gums. You can do that 9 times in each direction. Really good for your heart. As the heart and the tongue go together. And then we do the licking up like an ice cream cone 9 times. And then swish it around again. Then we swallow it in 3 gulps. Bring your hands up. 1, 2, 3. So that's just a little long life wine practice. So remember, they didn't have dentists. You're like trying to, keep your mouth healthy, and also that's really good. The saliva is so super good for digestion. So there's a lot of good things about that particular Taoist practice. I'm sure the Buddhists, I'm sure that the Shaolin were doing it too. Okay, so we have a few minutes left, and just going to end the day with some breath practice. Is that where we are, John? Are we good with coming to breath practice?
Sure. Are you able to do it? My brain's still kind of fresh from that treatment.
Okay, he's just been sitting there smiling. Yes, I can do it. Yes. Okay. Just get things in the right place. Okay, so today we're going to do our breath practice with the metronome, and we're going to start just with some breathing in and breathing. This is really good for all people, all the treatments that you've had today. Kind of bring it all together, just some nice smooth in and smooth out. Nice deep breathing. You're free to lie down if you want to lie back down to do your breath practice. So feel free to do that. And at a certain point, I'm going to suggest that you can add a hold to it, or you can make it into square breath, but only if that feels good to you today. Because if you have been, just you're still feeling like you're integrating a lot that's happening, a nice, slow, deep breathing practice is going to be really very nice. Very nice for you. You can also, if you're familiar with alternate nostril breathing, that can be very balancing after what we just did. So you can, if you breathe in through the left nostril, then you would exhale through the left nostril and then change sides and inhale through the right nostril and exhale. So it's inhale, exhale, change sides. It's also very balancing and also really good after if you're feeling a little bit like, wow, where am I? It'll really help bring everything in to settle down. Okay, so it's all set, ready to go. Can you hear that, John?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay. So breathing in, just find a really comfortable place, a nice slow in and out. Counting it up. Inhale, same exhale. We want to work to have a breath that's smooth and quiet and peaceful. So not forced. And let it be deep. Let it be right down in the belly so that your diaphragm is dropping. And nice full natural breath. And it can come all the way up into the chest if you like, or just stay in the belly. But nice and relaxed. Then you may want to do relax with alternate nostril. That's so balancing. It gets rid of chi deviations. It's so strong. Okay, now if you want, you can add a hold if you're up for that. And so, well, following the inhale, you hold, change sides, and then you exhale on the other side. Inhale, hold, exhale. So you cross over, hold, and cross over. So that's an alternate nostril breath retention, which is very powerful. And you cross over during the hold. And you can work with the same number. Just do like an 888 or 666, 777, 888. And you can also do 62412, or you could do variations. So usually it's 142. So that'd be 6 times 4 is 24 times 2 is 12. So find one that just works for you for now. I want you to stay relaxed. Don't push too much because you've had a lot going on today. Okay, and then just finish the breath that you're on now. Bring your palms to navel. Bring your energy through the microcosmic orbit. And gather that chi at the navel 9 times in each direction. And it's amazing how little breath practice can be so calming and balancing and kind of bring everything together. Just breathing into the eyes, and let's just kind of brush down the body. We're going to stand up and do our closing. Whew. This feels so good. Okay. Hello, Earth. Bring that in. Smiling up to the heavens and inviting in beautiful heavenly light coming down through the physical body, all the way down, blessing the physical body. And again, saying hello to the earth, bring up the earth. And then connecting up to the energy of heaven, bring that beautiful life force down. Balancing out the energy body, filling up the energy body. Again, in and welcoming heaven to bring spiritual energy down and bring harmony and balance. And that soul, bringing that soul in home. Yes, bring your hands out now. Take a moment and just feeling the gratitude for the magic of being able to work in these ways for ourselves and for others to help bring back the soul and bringing that into your heart. Yes. And feeling that gratitude towards your partners and everyone in the room who's a part of this. And to you, back into your own heart, appreciating yourself. A nice breath there, that you're here, that you're doing this work, and sharing your light with the world. And thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
I'm going to stop the recording.
Yeah.